بسم الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن سيدنا وسندنا وحبيبنا وطبيبنا وكريمنا ورؤوفنا ورحيمنا وملجأنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله. قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل بفضل الله وبرحمته فبذلك فليفرحوا. وقال الله تعالى في مقام آخر وجوه يومئذ ناظرة إلى ربها ناظرة. صدق الله العظيم. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها وعلى آله وصحبه وبارك وسلم. باز بلند نبی علیہ الصلوۃ والسلام پر درود و سلام. الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا رسول اللہ وعلی آلک واصحابک یا حبیب اللہ. الصلاۃ والسلام علیک یا نبی اللہ وعلی آلک واصحابک یا خاتم النبیین. Those that have been attending every year Eid al-Fitr, I like to discuss more of family subjects about reconciliation, coming together, and that the meaning of Eid in true essence is when you celebrate that Eid with your family, and not just a selective portion of the family but inclusive of every member. And particularly then Eid becomes special when you have those family members that you invite and you celebrate with, whom you rarely meet. And the best of Eids are those Eids in true essence when those family members who you have cut ties with, you come together on the day of Eid and you forgive each other. That is the best of celebrations. There is no point, there is no purpose of an Eid where you can't celebrate that with your entire family, or when you deprive one family out of the rest and he's ousted on purpose and he's made to feel alone and he has a difficult and a miserable Eid. But today I'm going to give you a slight different touch. Let's focus more about ourselves. Where do I stand with my Lord? What is true Eid? And when will we as humans, as Muslims, celebrate Eid? And this is that Eid which I will allude to towards the end of my talk, if we get there, and we'll go into the detail of when we will truly celebrate Eid. Yesterday's talk on the Jumu'ah was around reflections about Ramadan, how we did, and realizing the potential we have in ourselves, the potential we have to do 20 rak'at on a daily basis of nawafil, the potential we have of standing for an hour every evening, even if it's at right 12 midnight, we're able to come into the masjid and we're able to stand. That is the potential we have. The potential we have is that which we can read up to 2 Qur'ans, 3 Qur'ans in a month. That is the potential you and I displayed. But this whole month was here for you to realize, wake up to the potential you have. And once you do realize the potential you have and that the qualities Allah has given you, the confidence Allah has given you, the endurance Allah has given you, that is supposed to manifest throughout the entire year. This month, like the ulama described, the month of Ramadan is a training camp. It's a training when the enemy is not there and you're on a training ground for 1 month. You get good drilling, you become well trained and equipped yourself with all the skill sets required to fight the enemy when you're on the battlefield. And as soon as Eid arrives and the shayateen are let loose, that's when the war begins. This 1 month was to prepare you for 11 months of war. And every one of us needs to ask ourselves, how well did I train in this month of Ramadan that I'll be able to keep going for the next 11 months fighting the enemy on the battlefield, i.e. everywhere around you. Like the Quran describes, مِن بَيْنِ أَيْدِيهِمْ وَمِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ وَعَنْ أَيْمَانِهِمْ وَعَنْ شَمَائِلِهِمْ وَلَا تَجِدُوا أَكْثَرَهُمْ شَاكِرِينَ. He'll come to you on your right, on your left, from ahead of you, from behind you. And that's how shayateen and shaitan will target you throughout the 11 months. And this 1 month was our training. How well did I train? Every one of us needs to ask ourselves that question. And have we really changed in the month of Ramadan? And I was thinking over, how I'm going to phrase this, how I'm going to bring this subject together. And the opening discussion that I wanted to have is exactly this. How well have I really changed in this month of Ramadan? And the way to put yourself to the test is ask yourself, how am I going to spend this day of Eid? And you'll know straight away how well you did in the last 30 days of fasting, last 30 days of Taraweeh, 30 days of Quran recitals, 30 days of keeping away from sin. All of that you achieved. You did it. Yeah? And nobody forced you. You did it out of your own will. That's where credit is due to yourself for working hard. जहां मेहनत हुई है, उस मेहनत पर दाद भी बनती है. मेहनत हमने की है, पर अब वो मेहनत ज़ाया नहीं हमने करने देनी. We can't allow that all the energy and all those efforts go to waste on the day of Eid. Throughout those 30 days, you've not missed a single salah. Don't allow yourself to miss a single salah on the day of Eid. Keep that momentum up that you have picked up in the 30 days. Just because the shaitans have been let loose and, psychologically you feel a bit more free and that burden is no longer there. Now, these 30 days were so that you could keep it up for those 11 months. But if you fall short so heavily that on the same day of Eid, you've missed your Fajr, and because you're going to be so busy with food and family and out shopping, Trafford Centre, Wimmy Road, you name it, and you miss your Asr and Maghrib and Isha, then tell me, what did we achieve in those 30 nights? What was Ramadan there for? Or were we really waiting to be let loose so we could commit all the sins that we held back on for 30 days, and now in one night, I'm going to get through all of them in one night? If that's what Ramadan was there for, then we've not achieved Ramadan at all. Then that's been a waste of a month. Because ulama do describe, but in fact the hadith describes, the analogy given in the hadith is like that person who works hard for 30 days. And at the end of the day, when it comes to go pick up your wages, on that day he's absent. He's not even there. He's nowhere to be seen. Tell me, is that not a loss? Tell me, is that not the biggest loss after working for 30 days of labor? Come to the day of receiving payments, man's absent. What's he doing? Does he not want the reward that Allah has prepared for him? And Eid is a celebration. Eid, in Islam there is no concept of celebration without working hard. There is no concept of such. And the reason why we enjoy Eid al-Fitr, is a celebration for the hard work and effort you put in these 30 nights, in these 30 days of fasting. And like the Prophet ﷺ said, "Man qama Ramadan imanan wa ihtisaba, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi." If you truly did fast and stood in the nights in qiyam, i.e. in the form of Taraweeh, for Allah alone, ghufira lahu ma taqaddama min dhanbi. Allah will remove all the previous sins you had done. You come out of Ramadan with a clean record. I commonly say to my students, it's like you press Control A and then delete. Everything's gone. That's what Ramadan was there for. But when you've done that Control A and delete, that doesn't mean on that day for Eid you've got to start a fresh sheet and you've got to fill it as soon as possible. ASAP, do it all in one night. Do it all within 24 hours. Allahu Akbar. There's a Sahabi, Ka'b bin Malik radiallahu anhu. I'm going to refer to him. He described in a beautiful way. And the way he put it in his accepted by Allah at all. Because if the whole month of Ramadan was like you being held back from those sins, and now you on Eid night you will let loose, and you committed every sin there was, then you've not achieved Ramadan, you've not achieved Eid at all. In another quote, this is by Hassan Basri radiallahu anhu. He says, ليس العيد لمن لبس الجديد إنما العيد إنما طاعته تزيد. In this line of poetry, he said, Hassan Basri radiallahu anhu, Eid is not just about wearing new clothes. لبس الجديد إنما العيد لمن طاعته تزيد. Eid is really for those people who experience Ramadan, and now that relation with Allah has grown stronger. They become better Muslims. Only truly do they and those such people deserve to celebrate Eid. ليس العيد لمن تجمل للباس. And new animals, Ruku refers to animals, but over here we're talking about cars. Eid is not just about the fresh garments, the new cars. I mean the cars what? I'm looking nice on the Eid. إنما العيد لمن غفرت له. In essence, Eid is really for those people who work so hard that they've come out of Ramadan with all of those sins that have been removed. غفرت له الذنوب. That all of their sins have been deleted. في ليلة العيد تفرق المغفرة والجوائز على العبيد فمن ناله منها شيء فله عيد. Eid is really for those people that spend the night of Eid in Ibadah. The night of Eid, the Laylatul Jariyah, in celebrating Eid by doing shukr to Allah. Oh Allah, we thank you for all the blessings that you gave. We thank you for the Ramadan, we thank you for the Qiyam and the opportunity of Siyam. This is what Eid was there for. There's a lot more that I need to mention, so I will continue that. But Allah will accept this Ramadan, accept our Siyam, accept our Qiyam, all the Qira'at, all the recitations that we have done, all the nawafil that we have done, all the salawat that we have done in this month of Ramadan, all the du'as that we made on these one nights. Allah Rabbul Alameen accept all of our deeds and all the du'as that we've made on our part, for our neighbors, for our family members, for the entire ummah as a whole. Ya Rabbi, accept all of those du'as. Ameen Ya Rabbul Alameen.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته الحمد لله رب العالمين والعاقبة للمتقين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين أما بعد إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا ومولانا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه. Eid Mubarak to you all. As it is customary, I'm just going to take a few moments to tell you what we have been doing over the past 12 months and a few things we intend to do over the next coming months. So from an education perspective, we have at the moment 25 boys who are doing their hifz in this masjid. And 8 girls are also in hifz classes. Inshallah, the first girl should finish her hifz this year. She will inshallah be the first one in the history of this masjid. The madrasa has approximately 230 students. We have a course on the weekends, which is called the Gateway to Sacred Sciences, conducted on Saturdays and Sundays. We have a year 1, which has 50 students, and a year 2, which has 20 students. The idea of the course is that it's a foundation course. You learn your Fardul Ain, and once you complete your 2 years, you are on your way to, inshallah, then moving on to Bas al-Nizami, which we also started this particular year. We did not advertise it publicly because we wanted to ensure that we hit the standards that we want and then we maintain it. Inshallah, in the next coming months, we will begin to advertise it publicly, and inshallah, we will have a greater intake. At this moment in time, the first year of Bas al-Nizami has 9 students out of which 8 are kuffars from this masjid. Alhamdulillah. And inshallah, when they complete their Dars Nizami, they will not only be ulama, but they will also be kuffars, inshallah. This year we had 2 students from our madrasa who graduated in their hifz. The youngest was 11 years old. Alhamdulillah. 9 of our graduates, kuffars, led Taraweehs in 8 masajid across Manchester for the first time in the history of this masjid of yours. Alhamdulillah, it is one of our greatest achievements. We, inshallah, intend to keep that cycle going. As far as the students are concerned in the madrasa, we have always held the Qiyam nights. Inshallah, we will continue to hold them in coming months and years, inshallah. In the month of Ramadan, we served 15,000 meals from this masjid of yours. Alhamdulillah, with your cooperation, with your help and your assistance. We also held the Ramadan event which we held last year as well. This year, again, the opportunity was for the non-Muslims to come to the masjid, for them to engage with what Ramadan is and the community get-together that we have here every day. And on that day, alhamdulillah, 3 non-Muslims took their shahada on the day. Alhamdulillah. We also held, again as last year, a iftar event for the children. And alhamdulillah, nearly 700 children attended the masjid for iftar. We also continue to sell the dates, inshallah, with your help and assistance. We sold over 2 pallets of the dates. We created MMA organization about a year and a half, 2 years ago, Manchester Mosque Alliance. The purpose of the organization was to create more harmony and unity between the mosques around us. And alhamdulillah, again, the previous 12 months have been very fruitful. We held 12 programs in the month of Rabiul Awwal, 2 of them being held in this masjid, with the finale being held there on the 12th of Rabiul Awwal. And inshallah, we will continue to use that platform to create harmony. In the month of Muharram, we held again 10 programs. That was in conjunction with 8 other masajid. 2 programs were held by us, and then other masajid came, and those 8 programs were also held here. We gave them our platform. They brought with them 3 of their best hit students who recited 3 juz. So in the 10 days, we completed the Khatm Quran. And then the ulama of those masajid came and delivered their speech. The idea was not only just to promote the unity, but also we wanted to see and compare the standard of our students to other masajid. And I can tell you, alhamdulillah, the tajweed of the students in our madrasa is probably the best in Manchester. And the testament and the cherry on the cake of that was when the students from here went and led Taraweeh in 8 other masajid, and the feedback, the glowing feedback that we received, alhamdulillah, confirmed to us that what we're doing is now producing results, and inshallah we intend to do the same in the coming years. We also held the Buddha night finale here, and what an amazing night it was. We also held the national Qiraat events, which inshallah we will carry on holding every year. As far as the imams of the masjid are concerned, and they never speak about themselves, so it is only right that I speak about them. Hafiz Uzair Sahab, to my right, alhamdulillah, completed his ulma course, his Dars Nizami course. MashaAllah, fully qualified alim now. Hafiz Fahim Sahab received ijaza and certificates in 10 different ways of recitation of the Quran. What an achievement, and not many people can achieve that and have achieved it. And he's only 24 years old. Hafiz Moin Sahab, who went to Leicester University to complete his chaplaincy course, has started providing services to Manchester University. And inshallah, we will continue to engage with the students there, and inshallah, we will try our best to achieve those goals that we set for ourselves as the central mosque in Manchester. As far as the masjid development project is concerned, we introduced to you the extension, the pictures of which are to my left. And we told you that what we need and what we need to produce is more classroom spaces so we can continue to promote the education we are giving and providing in this university. We have never provided so much education here as we are doing now. Every single day education is being provided here. And inshallah we intend to continue with that. We also need to produce multi-purpose space because the community needs it. We get people who have deaths in the families, but they do not have enough space in their homes for Fatiha. They want to use the space in the masjid, but because of the level of education we have going on at the moment, we're unable to hold multiple events at the same time. The proposed extension will give us that space so we can have multiple events which do not impact each other. We need to upgrade our facilities. The last extension of the masjid was over 20 years ago, and the facilities that we currently have need upgrading. And one of the examples I gave you was the roof of the masjid at the moment, which has rust, is coming in. So we need to either wholesale replace it or it requires a wholesale repair. We need the whole of the AC and heating system changing, which includes all of the ducting, which you can't see. And the reason being is because all the new systems cannot use the current size of the ducting. So everything has to be redone. We need a new lift, we need a new staircase, and we need to upgrade the ladies' wudu facilities. We need wudu facilities for the students which are separate from other congregation. And that is in line with safeguarding procedures that we have. We need to upgrade our mortuary and funeral facilities, inshallah. We told you we want to provide space for our elders, a communal space for our elders. We cannot neglect that duty that we have to our elders. And the same applies for our sisters and our mothers. We told you that we estimate that the creation of this space and the upgrade would cost about £4 million. 2 million of that is for the construction and the extension, and 2 million of that is for the upgrading of the facilities. I also want to remind you and take this opportunity that every Eid, alhamdulillah, we visit our loved ones who passed away at graveyards. Our Southern Cemetery, the old RR section, the double R section, there are graves there which are collapsing, my brothers. And we cannot do anything about it as a masjid. Because if I go to the staff of the cemetery, they will not take those instructions from me. The instructions have to come from the grave owners who are the next of kin of those who pass away. So if you have graves which are either collapsing or have collapsed, please go and see the staff members at the cemetery. Give them the number of the grave and the name of the deceased so they can now begin to repair those graves. It is imperative that we do this. Without that, I can tell you they will not engage with us on this. Finally, when you leave from here, please leave from the front doors. When you leave the car park, please use the one-way system so it's easier for you to get out and easier for people to come in. Please enjoy your Eid day. Please make dua for all of us. Make dua for each other. Make dua for the Ummah at large. In particular, make dua for our Majlis al-Shura, our executive committee, that we can continue to serve this house of Allah and we can truly be the khuddam of this house and for this community, inshallah, and we continue to deliver. Please help us in providing these objectives that we have. I'm being told there are people standing at the back. Please, if everybody could stand up, fill in the gaps and move forward, please. Jazakallah khair. Please, anybody who can see any gaps in front of you, please can you all move forward, fill in all of the gaps, so people who are coming at the back can come straight in and fill in the rows. Jazakallah khair. As I was saying, one of the other things we want to do is we want to take our madrasa students for trips abroad for ziyarah. Again, inshallah, we will announce that in the coming months and we will give you more details. In respect of today, please enjoy your Eid. Please try and avoid Windsor Road the best you copies of the translation of Kanzul Iman. It is a Quran which has been translated into everyday English, so it's easy to understand for our youngsters. It's in modern English. So please, as you're leaving, have a look, purchase those copies, and support people who are doing this work. Jazakallah khair. Eid Mubarak to you all from the Majlis al-Shura, from the Masjid, from the executive committee, and from all of the Imams. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm just going to go through the Eid procedure. We're doing 2 rak'at of Eid al-Fitr, the addition of 6 takbeers. Now, the 6 takbeer go in a way that the first 3 takbeers are done at the beginning of the first rak'at, and the second 3 takbeers are done towards the end of the second rak'at. I repeat again. The first 3 takbeers, from the 6, we will do them at the beginning of the salah, because first rak'ah, they happen first. And in the second rak'ah, they will happen after the recitation of this Quran. So, Allahu Akbar, and you start with salah. Subhanallah wa bihamdika wa tabarak asmuk wa ta'ala jadduka wa la ilaha ghayruk. And now the 3 takbeers that are extra, they will be done at the beginning. Pehli rakat mein humne pehl karna hai. Just remember that way. First rak'ah, they happen first. So after salah, Allahu Akbar, you leave your hands open. Allahu Akbar, hands open. Allahu Akbar, and your hands remain open. And then you fold. Then I'll start the recital of the Quran, and then we go to ruku, sajda. That's 1 rak'ah complete, 1 cycle done. फिर दूसरे वक्त के लिए खड़े होंगे. In the second rak'ah, पहली तकबीर के बाद में तकबीरात कही जाएंगी. In the second rak'ah, that will be done after the recital of the Quran. So second rak'ah will begin with Surah Fatiha, I recite. Then we add another surah. And then before you go into ruku, remember you made intention of 6 extra takbeer. 3 you've done, 3 remaining. So you say Allahu Akbar, you don't go into ruku, you leave your hands open. That's your 4th takbeer, the extra. Allahu Akbar, 5th one done. Allahu Akbar, 6th takbeer done, shareholding. Then you say Allahu Akbar for the 4th time, and that is your routine takbeer to go into ruku. And this is the entire procedure of Salatul Eid. Eid ki kuch sunte bhi hai. As the Prophet ﷺ described, when you come to the house of Allah, to the Musalla, to the Eid, you recite Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar wa lillahi hamd. And you recite it silently. And you keep reciting that. There is more reward in that than anything else en route and going back home. Therefore, turn the radio down and everything. Everybody in the car should collectively be reciting this silently in their mind and silently making their way back home. It is also sunnah to take a different route home. You come on one route, you go back on a different route. Take a long route. Because the longer the route you take, every street you pass by on the day of judgment will give testimony, give shahada of your iman on the day of judgment. So the more testimonies you have, the more the possibility, inshallah, and the quicker the hisab, the kitab, and the quicker the entry to paradise. So these are the quick sunnahs on the day of Eid. If you're ready at the back, please, Bismillah, if you please fill the rows on the making a standing shoulders, no gaps. Allah
إليه من ربه والمؤمنون كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله وقالوا سمعنا وأطعنا غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونؤمن به ونتوكل عليه ونعوذ بالله من شرور انفسنا ومن سيئات اعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلله فلا هادي له ونشهد ان لا اله الا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد ان سيدنا وسندنا ومولانا محمدا عبده ورسوله قال الله تعالى في القرآن المجيد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو عالم الغيب والشهادة هو الرحمن الرحيم هو الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن المهيمن العزيز الجبار المتكبر سبحان الله عما يشركون هو الله الخالق البارئ المصور له الأسماء الحسنى يسبح له ما في السماوات والأرض وهو العزيز الحكيم الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله الله أكبر الله أكبر ولله الحمد الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين لا سيما على أولهم بالتصديق وأفضلهم بالتحقيق المولانا الإمام أبي بكر الصديق رضي الله تعالى عنه وعلى أعظم أصحاب مزين المنبر والمحراب المولانا الإمام أمير المؤمنين used to pray amongst us, and now they are buried in their grave. Everyone that has ever been sensitized to this war within this room, Ya Rabbal Alameen, grant them success in this dunya and in the hereafter as well. All those that are serving the masjid, that are volunteering particularly, those that do not get mentioned, those who do not come on stage, but Ya Rabbi, it's because of their hard work that we're able to have a successful event and we enjoy our coming to the masjid. Ya Rabbi, bless them in their lives, bless their families, bless them in their wealth, in their time that they give for the masjid. Ya Rabbi, تمام की बहुत मुशक्कत पूरी इतना फरमा और बिलखुसूस उम्मत मुस्लिमा पर रहमत फरमा. Ya Rabbi, the way we're celebrating today, allow the Palestinians to truly celebrate freedom. Allow the people of Kashmir to truly celebrate Eid. Ya Rabbi Alameen, the Muslims in China that are suffering, in Bosnia, in Rohingya, and in Syria, those in Yemen, Ya Rabbi Alameen,